Hello everyone, I'm called Chisto Martin and I'm going to take you through cake making. And this is the most interesting lesson that we have here. In cake making, we have 4 methods. We have the creaming method, we have the rubbing method, we have all-in-all method, and we have the melting method. And in this particular lesson, we are going to look at the creaming method. What do we need in the creaming method? We need a mixing bowl. The mixing bowl, everything that we are going to work with is going to be in this mixing bowl. We have a sieve, and this sieve helps us to sieve the flour and also helps to introduce air, which is one of the raising agents. We have a spoon, a mixing spoon. This one also helps us to mix the mixture and also helps to trap air, which is also very important for our cake to raise. We have a whisker. This whisker helps us to whisk eggs, that is beating them. And then we have the mingling stick. The mingling stick is used for creaming the mixture, that is beating sugar and fat until the fat and sugar are creamy white. These are the essential tools that we use for baking or creaming a cake. And now let's look at the required or the essential ingredients for making a cake. We have flour, very important. We have baking powder, which is the raising agent, and this is the main one. We have sugar, which gives it a yummy taste. We have blue band, which is margarine or fat, and we have the eggs. These are the most essential. You can't do a cake or you can't make a cake without them. We also have the additives, just to increase or to add on flavor. We have cocoa. This one, it is not an essential, but you can add it in to increase on the flavor. We have cinnamon and we have mixed spice. All these just spice up the ingredient, the mixture, and make it nice and tasty and yummy. Now, when we want to make our cake rich, we have milk here. Instead of using water, you can use milk, and this cake will be rich and nice. After doing everything, mixing, the end point is in this tin. We put our mixture in this tin and we end up to the oven for baking, where at the end of it we shall have our product, the cake. I'm going to guide you on how to measure these ingredients. You don't have to have a weighing scale. Here, this is how we go about it. You have your flour, you have your sugar, and you have your fat. The formula that we use is flour is supposed to be more than these other ingredients. Let's say if you have 2 kilograms of flour, you're supposed to have 1 kilo of sugar and 1 kilo of fat. Likewise, if you have 1 kilo of flour, you're going to have 500 grams of sugar, 500 grams of fat, giving us a ratio of 2:1 of anything that you have. If you're using cups, if you're using any tin that you're using, make sure that flour is twice the measurement of sugar, twice the measurement of fat. And that's why here we are going to use 1 kilo of sugar, 1 kilo of margarine or blue band, and 2 kilograms of flour. Let's get down to business, that I mean getting practical. Get your blue band And this is 1 kilo. Get you 1 kilo of sugar. Here we are going to mix them together until they get creamy white. So the sugar is supposed to incorporate in the fat and then cream them until they are white. So before you cream, you mix, you make sure sugar and fat, they are together. And then after, start creaming. You keep on scooping the mixture in the sides, then beat. For cleanness, you need to have a piece of cloth so that you don't have mixture around your fingers and before you cream like I am doing, remember we first put in fat and sugar. You mix them together until when you see that sugar has incorporated itself in the fat, and then you start the business of creaming. The reason is if you just start immediately creaming, the sugar before incorporating with the fat, the sugar will jump out, and here will be affecting our measurements, which will make our cake unbalanced. Okay. While creaming, you're supposed to be straight because of one, you might be having flu, and then you introduce your mixture into our food. The other thing is for safety, your posture. By the end of this exercise, you might leave when you have to go to a doctor for your back. So you need to make sure that you're straight for safety of your back, for safety of our food, not to introducing unwanted ingredients, others would call it, because even anything like air can get into our mixture. So you make sure you are straight. As you continue mixing, I think you can see the mixture is changing, and we said it is supposed to be creamy white, and you see our fat was yellowish, and the yellowish comes as a result of vitamin A, which is keratin. But as you continue mixing, it keeps on changing slowly by slowly, and then the color will go to white, and that is what we call creamy white. For this exercise of creaming, we have electronic gadgets which can help us to mix. But if you have your energy and you're still strong, why do you buy that? Because it takes a lot of power to mix just only 1 kilo of the ingredients that we are making. So I think it is again also the exercise bit for your body to do this. But if you have the money, you can buy a mixer, which also makes work easy. And now our mixture is soft, and it has slightly changed the color that we want, which is creamy white, and it is soft. Now here it is ready to add in our eggs, and then we continue with the beating. After beating your eggs like this, get a whisker and whisk them. And whisking means beating them together. We whisk them together to get a liquid out of them. Remember, this is a protein. If it is not whisked properly, it can get stuck somewhere in a cake, and when it comes to its preservation or keeping it for long, you find that the cake can rot very fast. As you know, proteins, they start decaying or rotting faster. So it is very important to whisk the eggs very well, and to make sure that they are whisked all throughout, you need to lift the mixture or to lift the liquid all together to see that the mixture or the liquid is not together, but it is flowing. It has that flowing consistency. And now our eggs are ready to be added to our mixture, which we creamed. And the style here we use, you add in portion by portion, not adding in all the liquid, all the eggs. If you add in all the eggs, the mixture will curdle. Curdling means the mixture will look like vomits. As any of you, maybe your brother or your sisters, has she ever vomited? You find that the pieces, the vomits are in small pieces, and that affects the quality of our cake. So as you mix in, there is that scientific bit of it of emulsification, whereby fat is mixing with the liquid, and you find that there are proteins that are helping to emulsify. Emulsification is mixing two mixtures which are not miscible, but you mix them slowly until they become one solution, and this is what we use. So after adding in, mix. And when you mix, you'll find that the fat will be running away from the eggs. But as you continuously mix, you'll have them mixed together, and the eggs will disappear within the creamed mixture. So after mixing completely, then add in more. You can see when you mix in the fat and the sugar, they are running away from the eggs. But as you continuously mix, they emulsify together and form one mixture. So after adding then add in your last time and mix. Here, the mixture is ready for adding in the flour. Now what we are doing here is sieving, and this sieving separates the flour particles. And when it separates them, here we are introducing in air. Air which is going to help the mixture to raise with the help of eggs, and also the raising agent, which is baking powder. So you continuously sieve your flour. This is baking powder, which is the main raising agent. The main raising agent which helps the mixture to raise, in addition with the eggs and the air which has been introduced in the mixture. And this pack is 100 grams. These 100 grams are used for 2 kilograms of flour. So if you're measuring half kilo, you're using 50 grams of this flour. Okay? So as the measurements keep on reducing, even this baking powder reduces because it is very strong. And the other name of it is bicarbonate of soda. That is the chemical name of it. Now, in case of this, because we are using 2 kilograms of flour, we are going to add all of it in the mixture. And it is around this time that we are going to get our spices. Depending on what you want. For this lesson, we're using mixed spices, but if you want ginger, you can put in ginger. And this one depends. There's no restriction. This one depends on how much you want to add in, but which will not affect the consumers. And this is cinnamon. You can add in a little of it. And then distribute them. So you mix. You mix them. After, you can add in your cocoa. And many times, when it is fresh, you just don't need to sieve it. But many times when it is old, you'll have to sieve it. So here, we mix it in the flour. And here we shall have added value of this mixture. And it will not be an ordinary cake. And this is ready now to add in your mixture, rather your flour into the mixture. So you add in gradually. And for this stage, we are going to use our mixing spoon to fold in. We call it folding in. And as we fold in, we trap air into the mixture, which I said helps to raise the cake, in addition to the eggs and the main raising agent, which is the baking powder or bicarbonate of soda. So this process is called folding. And all these help to give a good texture of a cake. Not that all the people who manufacture cakes or who bake cakes, they do all these. And after learning this, you'll easily identify the poorly made cakes which have not gone through most of the stages that we are talking about. So here it has mixed, then add in more. Fold in. And when you see the mixture is becoming hard, that's when you introduce in a liquid. But as per now, our mixture is still accommodating flour and it is still okay. After folding in, once in a while you get your mingling stick and mix it well. After, add in more flour, because remember we said we are adding in 2 kilograms in 1 kilo of sugar and 1 kilo of blue band. And this is the stage where you add in your milk. Where the mixture starts becoming heavy, then you bring back your mingling stick, because it's the one which endures the weight of the mixture. Then we add in the remaining flour. After your mixture getting ready, get your tins, and we have to grease them. So you get blue band or margarine and grease your tin. This will help the mixture that when it gets ready, the cake will not get stuck. On the other hand, if you have pepper cakes, you don't have to grease your tin. You just have to put in pepper cakes, and then you put in your mixture. And when it gets ready, the pepper mixture will just hold the cake together, and you'll pull it out the tin without any problem. This shouldn't take you so long. So after, get your mixture, add in, but you have to leave in space. You have to leave space. You don't have to fill all of it. Leave space for raising. Leave space for raising, so you don't have to fill it up to the top. This mixture in the tin, it is ready for baking until when we get our ready product